Files. We're watching Hidden Figures today. Thanks so much for joining us. Michael and I have not seen this yet, but we're very excited to jump into it. Here we go.
22.
West Virginia Collegiate Institute is the best school for Negroes in the state.
It's the only school past the 8th grade anywhere near here.
Wow.
Scalene. Equilateral.
Constantly seeing it everywhere.
Yep.
Oh, wow. She's like
Zoid.
Queen's Gambit over here.
Yeah, she sees the patterns, the matrix.
That's a gift.
They're offering a full scholarship. All you have to do is get there.
Wow. Wow.
Why don't you solve the equation on the board?
Goodwill Hunting over here.
Yeah, she's a prodigy,
We took up a collection amongst the teachers and such. It's not a lot.
but it'll get you there.
That's more than kind, Miss Sumner.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Can you imagine being a grown-up and being like, I don't understand half of
I don't
what-
know how to do that.
If the product of two terms is 0, then common sense says at least one of the two terms has to be 0 to start with.
That's true.
So if you move all the terms over to one side, you can put the quadratics into a form that can be factored, allowing that side of the equation to equal 0.
These are huge words.
Once you've done that, it's pretty straightforward from there.
No, oh, is it? Is
Oh,
it?
yeah, I just got to start from there.
His mouth is on the floor.
He's like, dang, that would have taken me ages.
You have to see what she becomes.
She's truly, like, gifted.
Yeah. And being able to just take a leap of faith on your kid like that. I mean, I guess it's not necessarily a leap of faith. Like, she's obviously
Yeah, I mean, there's
smart,
hard,
but yeah,
incontrovertible evidence. It's
Yeah.
like, no, she's a genius.
Kid is the smartest cookie in the room.
Okay, try to turn it over now.
Not with you under it.
That's terrifying.
Somebody.
Catherine, quit staring off into space and turn the damn car over.
She's doing Queen's Gambit.
They said it. They said space in a space movie.
Yeah, it's the starter.
Daughter is starting to make us late.
Oh, God. Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Here we go with the thematic elements.
Yep.
Oh, man. He looks mad already.
Yep, he sure does. He's got his hand on his baton and everything.
Y'all be having car trouble.
We didn't pick the place, officer. It picked us.
You being disrespectful?
Wow, already.
We're just on our way to work at Langley.
NASA.
Getting our rockets into space.
All three of you.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, officer.
Does he believe them?
I had no idea they hired.
There are quite a few women.
Nice.
That's a fact. There
Yes,
are quite a few
indeed.
women.
We got to get a man up there before the commies do.
Absolutely.
Whole damn country's counting on them.
That's what's-
They need to be at work.
What, y'all need a tow or something?
No, thank you, officer. I think I gotta just give me my
Fix the starter.
bypass the starter.
Oh, God. Bypass the starter?
She's good at this stuff.
Wow, that's all it took?
That's all it took.
Well, hell, least I can do is give y'all an escort. I imagine you're running late to work.
Wow.
No, so we wouldn't want to bother
That
you.
would be wonderful, officer.
In fact, thank you so much.
That's cool. I mean, it helps that they have status. They got a very powerful gig.
Slow down, you
Be quiet, he said to follow him.
You didn't mean up from behind.
She's like right up on him. Oh, my God.
Dear Lord, I don't even know where to begin.
Oh, I'll tell you where to begin. 3 Negro women are chasing a white police officer down. That there is a God-ordained miracle.
And it feels good.
I'm so afraid of them hitting the cop car.
I know, me too. Like, he checks his brakes one time and it's...
That was a very efficient opening.
Yeah, established when we are, established what's going on.
The tone of the era. That looks intimidating.
Big old satellite. Ah, that's why it looks intimidating.
Yeah.
It's Russian.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past Russians to make it actually look intimidating like that.
Yes, Mr. President. We certainly are, sir. It looks like they've achieved at least one orbit, maybe 2.
We're getting our butts kicked over here.
Chanushka is ready to go again. So is our comrade, Ivan, a brave space traveler.
Oh, it's a joke.
Now we will be first to send a human.
Damn dog and a damn mannequin.
They're playing it safe.
And then a 1.6 megaton RDS-37 thermonuclear warhead drops down in the middle of Des Moines.
Well, that's a pretty big jump, sir.
What? Who the hell is he?
Paul Stafford, our lead engineer, Mr. Webb.
He's one of our scientists.
Is that speculation, at least on our side of the equation, by definition, can be just a little dangerous.
You know what's dangerous, Mr. Stafford?
The commies being in space.
The Russians have a spy satellite lapping the planet, taking pictures of God knows what. No more delay, Alan Shepard, John Glenn, your Uncle Bob, it doesn't matter, get it. We can't justify a space program that doesn't put anything in space.
It's interesting what actually moves us forward in
Yeah,
technology.
right.
It's always this kind of country-to-country competition.
Because now that they can get up there, a bomb will follow. That's what happens to all our good ideas.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's scary how true that is.
Where's the machine?
Any day now, Mr. Harrison.
Any day now.
Yes, sir.
What's it called?
A computer?
Initials?
The IBM.
International Business Machines.
Space is a business.
The very first computer.
Christ, we don't have a single person in this entire building that can handle analytic geometry.
That's what I've been told.
Well, tell me something else, Ruth, like we're going to find such a
Oh,
person.
I wonder who they're going to
Yeah,
find.
who could they possibly find?
Yeah.
Wonder where that's going.
It is wild to think how computers used to take up entire rooms.
And like for less processing power than I've got in my cell phone.
Than I have in a smartwatch.
Yeah.
You're tired, you don't get an assignment. If you don't get an assignment, you don't have a job. Eleanor, Data Reduction Building 202.
Look how this room looks.
Mr. Zelensky's requesting you for a permanent assignment.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Keep it inside.
I'm sorry.
Don't act like you're my favorite.
All right, Miss Late. You will also be supporting the East Group. Mrs. Mitchell.
Here we go.
I need these calculations before lunch.
Space Test Group needs a computer. ASAP. Someone with a handle on analytic geometry.
Have I got the girl?
Catherine's the gal for that.
Oh.
She can handle any numbers you put in front of her.
Our prodigy.
My application for supervisor, ma'am. Was just wondering if they're still considering me for that position.
Oh.
They're not assigning a permanent supervisor for the color group.
May I ask why?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know why.
Because they're racist.
We need a supervisor, ma'am. We haven't had one since Miss Jansen got sick. It's been almost a year.
Things are working just fine as is.
I'm doing the work.
Yeah, with me doing the supervisor work without getting paid the supervisor wage.
Exactly.
Get those trajectory calcs worked out. We need them for the redstone test.
Dang. That's bullshit.
Like, yeah, things are working out just now where we don't have to pay you for the work you're doing.
That's terrible. And you see how their room looks compared to like the upstairs office? Wow. It's interesting to see like the gross part of history, but the beauty of history at the same time.
Yeah, right? Like here we are doing this incredible thing for mankind, and then we can't even get over the whole, you know, skin color thing.
Tunnel test, T-minus 1 minute.
Oh God, get out of there.
Jesus.
Wow, you're just straight up turning it on? You said T-minus 1 minute.
Oh my God.
Oh God, no.
No shoe is worth your life.
One moment.
No shoe is worth your life.
7, 6, 5, 4.
Jesus.
Jeez, couldn't pause.
That sucks.
Like NASA is so huge on safety concerns.
Well, there's a different era.
Yeah. Bust the panel.
Oh, that's not holding together very well.
No, not at all.
If we alter the exterior from smooth to corrugated, the capsule might have more stability, but the friction it is under during re-entry.
Her shoe is still there.
Erosion occurs
Yep.
on the posterior side abutting the retro boosters.
Is she gonna add something to this?
The area closest to the boosters is closest to the heat. Coupled with rising temperature on re-entry, the contact softens. We could consider another fastener other than the bolts.
Yes.
I don't know what she said, but that was genius.
He's actually letting her help.
There is another opening in the engineer training program.
Oh, what?
Oh.
I'm a Negro woman. I'm not going to entertain the impossible.
And I'm a Polish Jew whose parents died in a Nazi prison camp.
Fair, there you go.
Now I'm standing beneath a spaceship.
But for better or worse, your skin color helps you out, though.
If you were a white male, would you wish to be an engineer?
I wouldn't have to.
I would already be one, yeah.
That's a fact.
Things move fast around here. Your clearance.
Ooh.
You've never had it colored in here before, Catherine.
Oh, wow.
Don't embarrass me.
Oh, my gosh. Once again, you have someone super liberal playing someone racist.
Yep. Never fails.
This wasn't emptied last night.
I'm sorry, I'm not the...
Wow. I would just put that on the floor and
Gross.
walk. Everyone's judging her. Y'all need her.
Mr. Harrison's computer reported.
Take the desk in the back. I'll get your work in a bit.
Wow. Immediately.
Yeah.
What do we do with our $1 million fan, Carl? Turn it down?
No, I don't think.
That was a joke.
I'm joking.
Paul, if the heat shield comes off, what do you think happens to our astronaut?
I know.
They boil like eggs.
We're gonna come up with a solve, right?
Yes, sir. We're working on it.
Ruth, what's the status on that computer?
She's right behind you, Mr. Harrison.
Here we go.
Hello.
A little smile.
Ruth, get me the...
He's gonna test her?
I'm gonna test you, yeah.
You think you can find me the Monáe frame for this data? Using the Graham-Schmidt...
Orthogonalization algorithm? Yes, sir. I prefer it over Euclidean coordinates.
So if you'll allow me to get started.
I'm also going to ask you to check Mr. Stafford's math as well as others on this floor from time to time.
I can handle that, Al.
I'm sure you can, Paul. I'm sure they all can. But if that were the case, shingles wouldn't be flying off the heat
Shingles
shield.
wouldn't be flying off the heat
If that was
shield.
the case, we wouldn't need her.
Yeah.
So this space task group will be as advertised. And America's greatest engineering and scientific minds are not going to have a problem with having their work checked, are they, Paul?
No, sir.
Good. So let's have an amen, damn it.
I thought that the speech was kind of about her.
I think that's kind of what they were going for. Is
Yeah.
like he was gonna make a point about her, but nope. Oh, is he
annoying.
blacking stuff out?
My numbers are spot on.
Yeah, sure.
I will double check them, sir. No problem.
God, he's already got a chip on his shoulder.
Yep.
I'm not going to be able
Work
to...
on what you can read. The rest is classified. You don't have clearance.
Yeah, I do. Would you like to see my clearance tag? I was handed a clearance tag.
May I ask where the ladies' room is?
Sorry, I have no idea where your bathroom is.
Wow.
Your bathroom is.
Why does she want the bathroom?
Because she's got to go.
Well, she's got all the stuff with her. It's got to be something else. Oh, she really does have to go to the bathroom.
Yep.
Okay.
And she's just taking the books because she likes doing work while she does her business, you know?
All the kids eating ice cream.
Where are you headed?
The place she knows that there's a bathroom for her.
I feel like this is definitely going to be a conversation. Just bathroom privileges.
Yeah, right? Like, if she's going to be computing in our office, she's got to be able to go to the bathroom in our office.
Not her.
No.
She's working on her break. She got to work harder than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
My God, where have you been? Are you finished yet?
Almost. He said by the end of the day.
The end of the day around here was yesterday.
Whew.
I need those done first.
He wants those done first. Okay. Get going.
Jesus. Let me check the numbers. Give me a second. Hey, at least those ones aren't redacted, right?
This guy makes me so angry.
Oh,
no, I see what
they're
it
going to
is.
have a problem with her getting coffee.
Deal with it.
Don't.
Evolve.
Yeah, move on. God. It's such a small thing, and it really just holds all the weight in the room. That's crazy.
This wasn't that long ago.
No, unfortunately.
Yeah, just set up, you know.
That's a hell of an office he's got there.
You know what we're doing here?
Trying to put a man into space, sir.
That's right.
She's well aware of the task.
That's right. So you can throw that in the trash. It's not an insult to your work. It's just obsolete. That's how fast things are moving around here.
Wow.
We've got new numbers.
What I'm asking you to do, what I'm asking everyone in that room, all my geniuses, is to look beyond the numbers.
Okay.
For answers to questions we don't even know to ask. Math that doesn't yet exist.
We are on the bleeding edge.
I mean, we're staying on the ground. We're not flying into space. We're not circling the Earth. In my mind, I'm already there.
Interesting.
Are you?
Yes, sir.
She's got vision.
Yeah.
Good. Because I don't need another smart girl with an adding machine.
What I need is someone who can get us there.
We've been waiting for hours. Next time you take the bus.
She's in a mood.
Yikes.
I thought they were being nice. I didn't realize they'd be pissed about it.
Well, you know, she's mad about the whole supervisor bullshit.
What's not fair is having the responsibility of a supervisor, but not the title or the pay.
Exactly.
I'm watching you two move on.
Just stop supervising. Stop doing it.
She can't. She doesn't have, that's not an option.
Yeah, I know.
Truth be told, Dorothy, I don't even know if I can keep up in that room.
You're better with the numbers than anyone in there, Catherine, and you know it.
Damn straight.
I agree, but it doesn't matter.
Hey, baby.
Hello, Mama.
I was fixing to call the National Guard.
New assignment. Space Task Group.
It's a promotion?
Might be a slight promotion.
But you want the job, right?
I don't know if I do.
I think so. It's a challenge, but...
Well, it's nothing you can't handle, Catherine.
Nothing like the extra shine we put on things for our parents, you know?
Yeah.
This is my bed. Oh, that's yours.
Whoever sleeps in that bed in Joylette's place will also do the dishes, take out the trash.
Oh, the responsibility.
That's okay. Never mind.
I'll go cozy up in the other bed.
You've been gone for 300 hours.
300? Oh, man.
I know. I work a full-time job now. You all know that. I have to be mommy and daddy.
That begs the question.
Yeah.
I miss your father just as much as anyone.
He's with the angels.
Damn.
Yes, he's with all the angels.
What happened?
Are the Russians fixing to attack us?
Where'd you get that from?
We had to hide under our desks today.
Oh, God. Duck and cover.
What's wild to me is how that is completely ineffective.
Yeah, right? Like, it really isn't going to do much.
Yeah.
You can be an astronaut.
Did you draw this?
Yes, Mama.
Is that me?
That's so cute.
It's so painful how, like, the American dream is not for all Americans in this era.
Well, unfortunately, it's not necessarily for all Americans in our era either.
That's fair.
Give a shout of praise for Colonel Jim Johnson.
Is he still Blade? Did we walk back on that?
It's a good question.
I don't understand.
Oh, this
I don't
dude.
want to talk about this again, okay?
But a female engineer?
Come on, let me do that.
I don't want any green.
Hey, I'll tell you about interrupting.
Here, try this, baby.
I'm gonna eat the greens, too. Kids need to eat their vegetables. Know that if you was ever home.
Okay.
Dang, all right.
That's a step too far.
You better settle down, Levi Jackson, unless you want this female's mind right here in front of everybody.
Exactly.
You want to have this conversation in public or private?
NASA's never ever given you guys your due. Having a couple extra degrees ain't gonna change that. Civil rights ain't always civil.
Good point.
His perspective is very easy to understand.
Yes, definitely.
I don't want any green seeds.
No lip, little miss. Your brother gets them, and so do you. That Colonel Jim is a tall glass of water.
That he is.
And he keeps looking over this way.
Strong, commanding.
Oh, and I bet he's like that day and night.
Mary, it's Sunday. Please have some shade.
I think he's smiling over here.
Okay.
Hey, you.
No, it's because you two are all eyeballing him.
That's a look.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
not smiling back.
Oh, child, you are all teeth right now.
I am not.
I'm Dorothy Vaughan. That's Mary Jackson. I believe you met her husband, Levi.
Yes, ma'am. Good to meet y'all.
And this is Katherine Goebel.
She's not married. She's a widow.
Oh, boy.
With 3 beautiful little girls.
Oh.
Well, at least he's getting the whole Tinder
Great.
profile
Yeah, I was
up
gonna
front.
say, thanks for my Tinder profile, guys.
Pastor mentioned you're a computer at NASA. Yes. What's that entail?
I didn't know that people were called computers
Yep,
back
they
then.
were computers until we got the machine
Actual
computers.
computers.
Yeah.
Pretty heady stuff.
Yes, it is.
They let women handle that sort of...
Oh, careful.
Oh, what do you mean?
Not what I mean.
What do you?
Yeah, exactly. What do you mean?
Just surprised at something so taxing.
Taxing, yeah. And women can't ride on trains because their uterus might fall out.
I was the first Negro female student at West Virginia University Graduate School.
Atta girl.
I analyzed the manometer levels for air displacement, friction, and velocity, and compute over 10,000 calculations.
He's so turned on right now. He likes this.
He's like, my God, you're stunning.
There are 20 bright, highly capable Negro women in the West Computing Group, and we're proud to be doing our part for the country.
Damn straight.
Okay.
They let women do some things at NASA, Mr. Johnson. And it's not because we wear skirts. It's because we wear glasses. Have a good day.
Whoops. His Band-Aid on that little snafu failed.
Yeah, for sure. What did that cop say? Those boys are our best? Oh, good. Yeah, all standing removed from everybody else.
Scott Carpenter and Walter Schirra, also Navy pilots. All under 5'11", 180 pounds.
And handsome must be a requirement, too.
How could you possibly be ogling these white men?
Well, it's equal rights. I have the right to see fine in every color.
There you go.
Right to see fine in every... Oh, my God, that's Glenn Powell.
He's the only Marine Corps pilot.
Gentlemen, if we may, much to see around here.
Oh.
We haven't shaken all the hands yet.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna go shake some hands. Thank you very much.
Didn't want to run off without saying hello. Seem to be in a big rush around here.
The Russians certainly are slowing down, and
You know, they can't build.
Oh, she's jealous.
Mary Jackson, Mr. Glenn.
engineering.
Did she grab it with both hands?
Yeah, she grabbed it. She pulled him right in.
Now let's take it inside.
Sir.
Guys,
I like him.
Oh, it's Glenn Powell. How can you not?
I mean, his character.
Yeah, but yeah, his character's nice too.
Assuming this is all factual. And
Right.
He actually did that.
Yeah, that's true. We're not embellishing. Oh no.
Oh, God damn it. I'll take it, man. Like, no one else touches my shit. No cooties.
There's nothing in it. Gotta make the coffee
It does
yourself.
make me, like, upset.
Yeah, right?
Oh, God.
Mr. Harrison wants you to confirm launch and landing for the Redstone rocket test.
Isn't he from The Big Bang Theory?
Yes, he is.
Those numbers have already been confirmed by 2 engineers in this department and myself. This is more or less a dummy check.
Oh.
Appreciate it.
I'm going to put that right back on your desk, you
Yeah,
bitch.
right?
Oh, nice. God, you're making her work like twice as hard to do the same fucking...
Oh. You see something.
Here we go. This is how big the equation is. She has to start at the top of that ladder.
I was wondering if you know what they're building over in the tech wing.
It's called an IBM, a mainframe machine. Apparently, it can do our calculations in a fraction of the time.
We're being put out of a job.
I guess that's good for NASA.
They're about to be made obsolete. That's...
Yep. So they're not hiring a supervisor either.
I hope Kevin Costner's character sees this shit.
Me too. Oh, she's got to run to the bathroom. They're going to erase her work.
That's so shitty.
Oh, yeah, you're looking at it and like, wait a second.
Is that correct?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Everybody sees it, right? Okay, so they can't just erase it.
Uh-huh.
whose work is that?
Do not claim it, you bitch.
He's going to claim it. He's going to claim it. He's going to claim it.
Catherine Goebel,
Oh,
sir.
thank God.
How did you know the Redstone couldn't support orbital flight? That's classified information.
Well, it's no secret why the Redstone tests keep failing. It's fine for suborbital flight, but it can't handle the weight of the capsule. The numbers don't lie.
That's true.
And you figured all that out with this.
Mm-hmm. Should hold it up.
Half the data's redacted.
Well, what's there tells a story if you read between the lines.
She saw through the numbers.
You did the math.
I look beyond.
Wow.
Took your words.
Mm-hmm.
That's not math. That data's not here, like you said. It's classified.
Just tell him.
I held it up to the light.
You held it up to the light.
Yep. He's like, you gotta be kidding me right now.
Well, there it is.
What do you know?
Are you a spy, Catherine?
Am I what?
I said, are you a Russian spy?
No, sir.
Why would I do the math like that if...
All right, then we have nothing to lose here. Give her everything she needs to work on Shepard's trajectories.
A bathroom would be nice.
Yeah, a bathroom would be awesome.
You can probably get to the moon and back with this.
Just not the bathroom.
Well, at least they not blind to what you do.
This IBM's gonna put us all out of work.
What can we do about it?
Learn all we can, make ourselves valuable.
Yeah.
Somewhere down the line, a human
gotta
being's
do.
gonna have to push the buttons.
That is true.
Yep.
NASA doesn't commission females for the engineer training program.
That position is available to any qualified applicant.
She knew that going in, man.
I have a bachelor's degree in mathematics and physical sciences, the same as most engineers around here.
Well, we now require advanced extension courses through the University of Virginia.
Since when?
It's in the employee handbook. And
You need to go get like a recommend from that dude.
Yep.
there are no special circumstances for anyone. Y'all should be thankful you have jobs at all.
Wow. Damn.
Okay.
She needs it. Oh, that thematic elements.
Sometimes people need a swift introduction between a brick and their forehead.
Yeah.
Virginia acts like Brown versus Board of Education never happened. They are never gonna allow a colored woman to just take classes at an all-white school.
Unfortunately.
I can't imagine being trapped in that level of frustration. Like you're just not being allowed to move up in the world.
Nice. Good. Oh, hi.
We don't want any trouble in here.
What?
What?
Oh, I'm not here for any trouble, ma'am.
What are you here for?
Books.
A book.
You have books in the colored section?
Oh my God.
It doesn't have what I'm looking for.
I need this book specifically.
Well, that's just the way it is.
God. Really?
So now you know better than
Get your
this.
hands off my boys. Don't touch
touch them.
Getting escorted out by security?
Yeah, it's the rules. It's shitty.
Ugh.
Separate and equal are two different things. Just cause it's the way doesn't make it right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You act right, you are right. That's for certain.
Damn straight.
You took that book?
She stole the book.
Son, I pay taxes. And taxes pay for everything in that library.
Damn straight.
Take something you already paid for.
Damn Skippy.
Just pick yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah.
Like
she's learning code.
How do they expect you?
Man. Right? Deeply frustrating.
Yeah.
Deeply frustrating.
Well, look at that.
What?
What a surprise.
Guess who brought flowers?
I believe I owe you an apology.
Well, was that it?
Go on.
Maybe while we dance.
You want to dance? Come on.
Come on. There you go. Can't say no. Look at him. He's so handsome.
I'm afraid I simply misspoke the other day, Mrs. Goebel.
Say what you really felt then.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Been away for a long time. And imagine I'm just out of practice. I was hoping you'd allow me to start over.
We'll call it a mulligan.
Have an interest in getting to know you better. You one tough customer, huh? I'm sorry, Catherine.
There we go.
What, Jim?
Underestimating you.
Aw.
And any other woman like you. Though I don't imagine there's many.
Oh,
wow. Way to turn it into a line.
The Soviet news agency has announced that Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin has become the first man
in space.
Dang.
Guess that puts us behind the curve.
Americans collectively were feeling this race, this space race.
Yeah.
But can you imagine your actual job is involved with that space race?
How in the hell did we find ourselves in second place in a two-man race?
Hmm.
We're not on some epic joyride. I just saw 7 faces who aren't sure that we can get there.
And their lives depend on it.
Yep.
There's only 2 things you need to know going forward. One is staying here, working late, that's going to be a fact of life.
Okay.
And 2, don't expect your paychecks to reflect the extra time it's going to take to catch up and pass those bastards.
Ouch.
For those of you who can't work that way, I understand, and thank you for what you've done. For everyone else,
let's get back to work.
I suggest you call your wives, tell them how it's going to be. We'll start with mine.
Wow.
Wow.
That's brutal.
Yeah, that's rough. Hey, thanks.
That's progress.
Appreciate it.
Him handing her the phone like that is such a big deal.
Yes.
But out of context, it's like, what's the big deal?
It seems like nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's whatever, but...
I'm waiting for this bathroom thing to come up.
Hey, we're looking good.
Are we? You got it?
Don't set on fire.
And nothing. Not even talking to you. Don't you hate it when that happens?
Computers have always been frustrating.
Yes. Perpetually.
Always have, always will be.
Mrs. Jackson, colored seats are at the back of the courtroom.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, is she gonna figure it out?
Yeah, she's gonna figure it out. She knows what she's doing.
Is she gonna get the credit though?
Well, we're just walking in like, I'm just gonna fix this. Thank you very much.
The IBM 7090 data processing system has the capability of solving over 24,000 multiplications
a second.
Wow.
That's lightning fast. They'll never get that to work.
Oh, it'll run eventually. And when it does, we have to know how to program it.
Damn
Unless
straight.
you'd rather be out of a job.
No, ma'am.
There you go.
Let's do this.
Evolving with the times.
Mm-hmm.
Staying ahead of it.
Mr. Z, I got a court date.
Nice.
Well, that's in the wrong spot.
She figured it out.
And it starts working.
She's not gonna get the credit for fixing this though.
Oh.
Where is she?
Running back from the bathroom.
Okay, this has to be the moment.
Yeah, it's got to be the moment. We're having this conversation, right?
I would hope you'd accommodate your best analyst.
Yeah, right? Like she's doing the work of 10 other guys. Of course, there's no soap in there, nothing.
Horrible.
And there's no paper towel, nothing. But I mean, I guess you're already wet enough as it is.
Where the hell do you go every day?
To the bathroom, sir.
The bathroom.
It's about to go off and has no idea.
We're T-minus 0 here. I put a lot of faith in you.
There's no bathroom for me here.
Excuse you?
There are no colored bathrooms in this building or any building outside the West Campus, which is half a mile away.
Oh my God, she's been running a half mile every time.
I have to walk to Timbuktu just to relieve myself.
Wow.
My uniform, skirt below my knees, my heels, and a simple string of pearls. Well, I don't own pearls. Lord knows you don't pay colored enough to afford pearls.
Oof.
And I work like a dog day and night, living off of coffee from a pot none of you want to touch.
You tell him.
She's been holding all this back.
Yeah, right. Now I'm soaking wet and you're asking where I'm going.
So, excuse me. If I have to go to the restroom a few times a day.
You can use my bathroom from now on.
Fix this problem. Everybody needs to be working at their best. She can't.
Oh, we're making that move.
Taking it down with a crowbar. Damn.
It's making moves.
Straight out of the cinder block.
He's just tired of the bullshit. He's like,
Yep.
we got shit to do.
I don't have time for my computer to run all the way across the campus.
No more colored restrooms. No more white restrooms.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
Go wherever you damn well please.
Thank you.
Preferably closer to your desk.
Closer to your desk.
Here at NASA, we all pee the same color.
There you go.
We all pee the same color.
Making moves, making waves. I knew what to expect with the movie, and it still is working me.
Yeah.
It's whoa.
Heard you was fighting the flu.
I brought you chicken
Give you
soup.
some soup. Hot meal for the girls.
Aww.
Having to run through that rain.
Yeah, right?
Half a mile each way.
Jesus.
Temperature is returning to normal. Running one more load status check. All systems now.
Terrifying.
The final countdown.
I don't know
Terrifying.
all the things that happened
yeah.
necessarily. I just know we went through a lot of like mistakes before
Trial
we
and
found our
error.
success.
4, 3, 2.
Rocket engineers are sitting there like, oh God, I hope this works.
We have ignition. And we have liftoff.
Can you imagine, dude?
Like seeing that for the first time.
Being in the rocket full of thousands of pounds of fuel.
Yeah, strapped to basically just a giant missile. Hang on tight.
Damn. We have way less sophisticated machinery back then, too.
Yep.
Y'all is okay. Switching manual roll.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things. Not because they are easy,
But because they are hard.
Suppose we should all thank President Kennedy for the continued job security. Gus Grissom's up next. Another suborbital flight with a Redstone. Our last shot before we strap Glenn to the Atlas and pray we can bring him back down.
Yes, I imagine he'd like us to have the math worked out before.
Ideally.
How much gum did he chew in this movie?
Probably so much.
Look what you've done to me.
Woo!
So he doesn't have any kids.
No, I guess not.
I think it's high time I kissed you, Catherine.
Oh. How long's it been?
Figured you attracted to me, same as out of you.
Is that right?
What gave it away?
Mary Jackson,
In this
petition
case.
to attend courses at Hampton High School.
Oh, gosh.
Hampton High School is a white school, Mrs. Jackson.
Brown versus Board of Education
Virginia,
exists.
still a segregated state, regardless of what the federal government says, regardless of what
Oh,
Supreme
God.
Court says, our law is the law.
Ugh.
I believe there are special circumstances to be considered.
What would warrant a colored woman attending a white school?
May I approach your bench, sir?
All right. Thank you.
Just gonna have to break down the whole NASA thing to him.
Yeah, right.
You of all people should understand the importance of being first.
How's that, Mrs. Jackson?
Well, you were the first in your family to serve in the armed forces,
Oh, she did her research.
the first to attend university,
Oh.
and the first state judge to be recommissioned by 3 consecutive governors.
You've done some research.
Yes, I have.
No Negro woman in the state of Virginia has ever attended an all-white high school. It's unheard of.
Yeah. Unheard of.
And I intend to keep it that way.
And before Alan Shepard sat on top of a rocket, no other American had ever touched space. And now he will forever be remembered as the U.S. Navy man from New Hampshire.
Oh, appeal to his ego.
Well, his American patriotism as well.
I plan on being an engineer at NASA, but I can't do that without taking them classes at that all-white high school. And I can't change the color of my skin. So I have no choice but to be the first.
Damn straight.
Of all the cases you're gonna hear today, which one is gonna matter 100 years from now?
Wow.
Which one is gonna make you the first?
Wow.
Wow.
Now he goes down in history thanks to her.
He's like, damn.
Only the night classes, Mrs. Jackson.
Wow, she won.
Wow. She's about to faint.
Wow.
Oh my God. Wow, that's a crazy feeling.
Well, she had conviction and she was right.
Oh, she's typing this up and doesn't get to put her name on it.
Maybe she adds it.
Or does she?
She's gonna get in trouble.
Uh-huh.
But she's not wrong.
I would like to get a jump on John Glenn's trajectory.
This isn't about plugging in numbers. It's about inventing the math. I think you and I talked about that, right? Doesn't exist.
I can do it, sir.
I can make it
Do
exist.
you have any idea how exacting these calculations have to be?
It's like shooting a sawed-off shotgun from 1,000 feet and getting that one BB through a hole so tiny you can't even see it. I'm an excellent shot, sir.
I'm an excellent shot, sir.
How have Grissom numbers been?
They've been spot on.
I know what I'm doing.
Give Glenn's orbit a go. But you run it all through Stafford, understood?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Why is
you
your name
caught it.
on this?
Computers don't author reports.
This guy.
I've been doing your math for you, man. Come on.
Okay, it's a nice ride up to now.
Roger. Liberty Bell 7, this is Hook 1 approaching, ready to hook on, over.
I read you loud and clear, over.
Pick him up out of the water.
Rescuers are now going to pull him from the ocean waves. Unfortunately, the Liberty Bell 7 capsule is lost.
Oh, they gotta build a new capsule.
Damn.
Mr. Harrison, taxpayer money sank in the ocean along with your capsule. So what makes you think you can bring John Glenn home safely?
Oh, God.
Let me say first, discovery is never just for the sake of discovery, gentlemen, but for the sake of human survival, and it will always come with a risk.
That's right.
Fair.
It's true.
Whoever gets there first will make the rules. That's been true of every civilization. And so I think the bigger question for this body to consider is who
do we want making the rules?
Do you want calling the shots in space? We'll get John Glenn home safely because we have to.
Damn straight.
Because he has to tell us what he saw.
We're at the bleeding edge of it.
Now, the Atlas rocket, that can push us into orbit. Goes up, delivers the capsule into an elliptical orbit. Earth's gravity keeps pulling at it, but it's going so fast, it keeps missing the Earth.
Thank you for this very simple explanation to people who understand the technicalities. I know it's for the audience, but...
So the capsule will spin around the Earth forever because there's nothing to slow it down?
That's right. Slowing it down at precisely the right moment.
Just slingshot it again.
No, at this point, it's a pinhead. We bring him in too soon,
he burns up on re-entry.
And any changes to mass, weight, speed, time, distance, friction, or a puff of wind would alter the go, no-go.
Wow.
And we start our calculations over.
Yes.
Thank you for repeating my words.
Now, this go, no-go, this has to be exact. These are the latest redstone numbers in current capsule data.
Astrophysics math is crazy.
Yeah, I know. It blows my mind.
The changes, well, we can't keep up. I need those changes as they occur. As you said, it's a pinhead.
Catherine, that's the job. When you asked for this assignment, so just calculate with what you have.
It's not working.
We'll find
Come on.
someone who can.
Wow.
If she
Good
was a
luck.
white man, they would have just given her the numbers. And she's gonna be able to help. Yep.
Atta girl.
It's reading the code.
Who are you? I'm with the West Computing Group. Dorothy Vaughan, sir.
Well, this is
And
a
I-
very delicate piece of equipment.
And I got it working.
Got it working.
Bill,
It's running.
we've got numbers.
What do you mean we got numbers?
It's working. You knuckleheads couldn't figure it out. She
Yep,
did.
She did.
What's your name again?
Dorothy Vaughan.
You need
She's
her.
like, damn straight there's numbers coming out of there.
Promote her ass.
Yep.
You need her.
The parameters for Friendship 7?
Oh, this is all moot. We're altering the window on the capsule.
When did this happen?
6 minutes ago. The math is changing. Start over.
Sir,
This is what I said.
if I could attend briefings, I could stay.
Catherine, we have been through this. It is not possible. There is no protocol for women attending.
There's no protocol for a man circling the earth either, sir.
You tell him.
This is so frustrating.
Yeah, they're putting her behind the 8 ball every single time, and she's working her ass off here.
It's like working with one hand tied behind your back.
Yep, pretty much.
Keep doing it. Just keep putting your name there. Kim, put your name there. There you go.
Yeah, atta girl.
Colonel Glenn's launch coordinates accounting for the window change, sir.
I have told you this. Computers don't author reports. Fix it.
Those are my calculations. My name should be.
Yeah, you haven't made those calculations.
I would like to attend today's briefing.
Thank you.
Why is that?
Well, sir, the data changes so fast. The capsule changes, the weight and the landing zones are all
Nothing wrong with what she's saying here.
Mm-hmm.
You attend these briefings, I have to start over. Colonel Glenn launches in a few weeks.
I need to know the numbers.
His life is on the line.
Yeah, exactly.
I cannot do my work effectively if I do not have all of the data and all of the information as soon as it's available. I need to be in that room hearing what you hear.
Pentagon briefings are not for civilians. It requires the highest clearance.
What are you? You've never served in the military in your life.
And she is a woman. There is no protocol for a woman.
A woman.
A woman.
Who makes the rules?
You, sir, you are the boss. You just have to act like one.
Oh, damn.
That's actually, she's not wrong.
Yeah, she's not wrong. Make a good point.
He's mad as hell.
Yeah, he's pissed as hell.
You keep quiet.
Do you want a little ice pack for that burn?
He's gonna have to say something immediately.
Oh my god!
Guy, you
Everybody
can't get
goes dead
silent
quiet.
immediately.
Yeah, they're like, "What the hell's going on?"
This is Catherine Goebel with our trajectory and launch window division. Want to get her a chair?
He's happy about it.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, good. About damn time."
The Navy needs a singular landing zone.
20 miles square is what we can service for retrieval. Outside of that, we risk the capsule's recovery.
She's gonna say something.
With all due respect, our capsule's being altered daily. We're orbiting the Earth at what speed now?
She's gonna say something.
You've got you know it off the top of your head. You know it.
17,544 miles per hour.
Atta girl.
At the time the rocket delivers the capsule into low space orbit.
Well, that's one hell of a speeding ticket.
And he's just like, "All right, we're gonna laugh through it, guys.
Yeah,
Nothing weird here.
Way to button it.
Keep moving
For
on."
argument's sake, the landing zone is the Bahamas. Should be enough to figure the go, no go.
Yeah, in theory, sir.
We need to be past theory at this point.
We'll be able to calculate a go, no go with that information.
All right, do it right now.
Catherine,
Can you do it now?
have a go at it.
Shit, way to put her on the spot. All right,
Yeah,
let's go.
wow. I mean, like, great,
This is
awesome,
this
but
is her moment.
Upon re-entry, 370 feet at a descent angle of 46.56.
She's been training for this shit her whole life.
Yep, she's been doing this math like crazy. He's playing catch up.
So that puts your landing zone at 5.0667 degrees north, 77.3333 degrees west.
The Bahamas.
Right here. Give or take 20 square miles.
That, of course, is assuming the capsule hits the re-entry point exactly. How do we ensure that?
His face.
That's the math we don't have yet, gentlemen. We're working on it.
We're working on it.
Well, we're just getting up to speed here, Mr. Harrison. I need more manpower. I need programmers, folks to feed the cards.
We'll get them for crying out loud. Okay.
I have him already.
Let's get ahead of this thing. I'm not paying you.
Understood. I got that one. I got that one.
I'm not paying any of you.
Bunch of tight shirts.
Me? Temporarily, yes. We need the IBM for Glenn's launch. The lead engineer says you're good with the cards, programming, and such.
Yeah, she is.
What about the girls here?
Well, human computers can't calculate an orbital flight in the time we have. They'll stay put for now.
What about after now?
She's taught them though.
Mm-hmm. That's the point she's making.
I'm not accepting reassignment unless I bring my ladies with me.
All
There you
right.
go.
Bring
They
him
know
with
what
you.
they're
A
doing.
lot of manpower to program that beast.
Yep.
I can't do it alone.
Yep.
My gals are ready. They can do the work.
This is so
'Cause
dope.
I've taught them.
Leave your calculators. You won't need them where we're going.
Wow. What a fucking
Yeah.
move.
And we're just going to program now.
Wow. So many people would just take that W and run and disregard their people.
Yeah, but she's been training them. She knew they'd need someone to run the IBM.
Let's get past the shocked faces as quickly as possible and get to work.
Just move on. Hello, boys.
Welcome, ladies.
Okay, they knew. They got the memo in advance.
Phew. I was so worried.
You know what your job is, Paul? Find the genius among those geniuses to pull us all up.
And you've been failing at that job.
We all get to the peak together, or we don't get there at all.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, good night, sir.
Message totally lost on him.
He owes her an apology big time.
Yeah, he does. Will he do it, though?
He should bow at her feet.
Nope.
You got something to say?
Proud of you.
Might need them.
Aww.
You can refill them with any weight that you want.
Oh, mechanical pencils.
Hit the top like this. Lead comes out.
Cutting edge.
Yeah.
You put the new lead in, and
those look more sturdy than the shit we have.
They do, rather than the plastic stuff.
Those break off.
Oh my god, I hate those things.
Tonight we discuss Planck-Einstein wavelength relationships.
Hello.
I'm Mary Jackson. I'm enrolled.
Well, the curriculum is not designed for teaching a woman.
Well, I imagine it's the same as teaching a man.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't see a colored section. Should I just take any seat?
You can have the one at the front.
I guess.
Thank you.
Take that one at the front, please.
Yeah, just take the one at the front. Take the one at the front. Atta girl.
Okay.
Moving on.
Yep, moving on.
It could be old math. Something that looks at the problem numerically and not theoretically. Math is always dependable.
Care to let us in on the secret?
Yeah, I'm confused. Well, what matters is they understand what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Euler's method.
Euler's method.
Yes.
That's ancient.
That's what you were saying earlier. Old math.
Oh, they got the only place they've got a book on Euler mathematics is
in the old office.
Old computer's office.
Man, she's busting her ass.
Yeah. Does it work?
That's it.
Let's type it up.
With your name on it.
You better let her keep her name on it.
Oh, this time she doesn't put her name, right?
Oh, yep, there she goes. She didn't put her name on it.
And then he's going to ask to have her name on it. That has to be how this plays. Oh, shit.
Oh, hi.
Is everything okay?
I hear the IBM's up to full capacity. You certainly have a knack for it.
My father taught me a thing or two about mechanics.
You know, I have a few girls in the East group that have an interest in learning more about it.
Uh-oh.
It is the future.
I may bring them by if it's all the same to you.
That's not my decision, ma'am. That would be the supervisor.
A shame I'm not a supervisor.
Despite what you may think, I have nothing against y'all.
Yeah, y'all.
I know you probably believe that.
You probably believe that. Wow. Wow.
That went a lot better than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, me too.
I thought she was going to say something way more stupid and racist.
Oh my god.
Please don't tell me I missed someone's birthday.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't, Mama. Madame, your seat.
Aww. Take care of your mom sometimes.
Wait, is it my birthday?
No, Mom.
Is it my birthday?
You all look so pretty.
She's too good with numbers to be confused about birthdays.
Good evening, Catherine.
Is he going to propose?
Oh, maybe.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna do this all night.
Wow.
Oh, there's the box. Wow.
Are you sad, Mama?
No.
It's okay, Mama. He's a good man.
Oh.
I'm a grown-ass woman. I can make my own decision.
Give me a second, okay? This is a lot.
It's beautiful.
She and my father were married
For 52 years.
Thanks, kid.
The day I met you, I called my mother. I said, Mom, I met the woman I want to marry.
What'd she say?
She said she must be something, Jimmy, really something. I said, no.
She's everything.
She's more than something.
She's everything.
She's everything.
Yep.
I do.
I didn't ask you yet.
Yeah. I love the awkwardness.
Yeah, that's so cute.
Thing is, the Cape's now insisting on doing all the backups down there on site.
I see.
Oh.
So we won't be running backups here. And truth be told, we can't keep up with that IBM anyhow.
So we're closing the calculation department.
Long story short, we no longer need a computer in this department.
Damn.
I'm sorry about this. It's out of my hands, if you can believe that.
I understand.
You're the boss, man.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, you can find a job for her. You can find a title. She's been inventing the math.
We heard you got engaged.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Wow.
Mr. Harrison's idea, really. Although I suspect his wife did the picking out. Can't imagine he has an eye for anything but numbers.
Fair enough.
They still all have a job.
Yeah.
She's doing more than all of them. Well, at least as the movie's depicting it.
Like, what do you guys do sitting around here?
She's been moving shit forward.
Named after the winged messenger of the gods in Roman mythology. Today, 3 years, 2 months, and 3 days afterwards.
Why are they in this room?
I don't know.
And Colonel John Glenn will be the first American to orbit the Earth. As you can see, there are thousands of people here today.
Okay.
Don't tell me, but I don't remember what happens with John Glenn.
Okay, I won't tell you.
Yeah.
Something's off here. These landing coordinates don't match yesterday's.
The IBM just ran them.
Well, then the IBM's wrong yesterday.
You gotta kibosh this whole thing?
Am I right?
It appears so.
The IBM is wrong.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Al. When I fly the machine. And right now, it seems like this machine's flying.
Flying me, yeah.
We're on the same page, John. Our guys are on it.
Let's get the girl to check the numbers.
Okay.
Our favorite girl.
You mean Katherine?
Yes, sir. The smart one. I mean, she says they're good. I'm ready to go.
Wow.
Wow.
Putting your life, your
Yeah.
trust in her like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go find Katherine Goebel. She needs to verify Glenn's go,
Now,
no go.
stat.
We're staying on the ground.
Hustle. At least you have the benefit of using one of the bikes.
We're on that half mile.
Better run.
Like, everything depends on this. This is wild. Don't hurt yourself now.
Right? Biffs it on the stairs.
Yeah.
Looking for Katherine Goebel.
It's Katherine Johnson now.
They need you to verify these coordinates.
Are they paying her any more for this shit?
Probably not.
This whole thing that's on TV right now is waiting on her.
Is leaning on her.
Health is A-OK, and the weather here at Cape Canaveral is
Anything from Langley?
flight conditions.
Not yet.
We are being
All right, well, guess I'll get on the bus.
a hesitancy on NASA's behalf, but let us say without reservation.
That's what NASA does best.
That's it.
Right.
What the devil are you doing? Are you taking a break?
She finished.
Yeah, you gotta go. Oh my God, she's gotta run across campus again.
She needs sneakers.
Just take the heels off. Like, give her your shoes, man. Come on.
Let her in there.
And the door closes.
They got what they needed from her.
Bad 14.
What did it say? What did it say?
Katherine.
Give her the
You need
clearance.
this to come in. Come on. Hustle.
Sir, we've got Pad 14 on the box.
Wow. She's inside the room.
Wow.
We can confirm the go, no-go point for re-entry. The launch window is a go. The landing coordinates match.
Woo!
It's a little hard to trust something you can't look in the eyes.
That's right, Colonel. Katherine did manage to calculate a few decimal points further than that hunk of metal.
I will take every digit you got. Be sure to thank her for me. Gentlemen, let's launch this rocket.
Good luck, Friendship 7.
Woo!
And we are go for launch.
The Mercury spacecraft umbilical
Fingers crossed.
ignition.
Imagine your math having everything to do with
everything
this.
to do with this. Imagine being involved. Booster separates.
Zero G and I feel fine.
Woo!
Glenn reports everything looks good.
Oh, that view is tremendous.
God, being able to be the first man to see Earth from orbit. Or I guess the first American. Yuri Gagarin did it first, but like still.
You are go for orbit.
Thank you, Capcom.
Wow. And then you just get to
glide,
fly around the globe.
All right, 10.5 hours to go. If we make 7 round trips.
That's crazy.
New assignment came down the pike.
Is she a supervisor?
It's hard to
Supervisor.
keep up.
Supervisor?
Seems like they're gonna need a permanent team to feed that IBM.
How big of a team?
30 to start.
Thank you for the information, Mrs. Mitchell.
You're quite welcome, Mrs. Vaughan.
Yeah, close that door. How's he doing? Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, God.
The heat shield may have come loose.
7, will you confirm the landing bag is in the off position?
Could have had an engineer in there.
Yeah,
Send her to
that would have
school.
been nice.
He could burn up on re-entry.
Man, here I thought we were done once we got him into space. Oh, God.
That's just the beginning.
Have you heard any banging noises or
anything of this type at higher rates?
That is a negative, Capcom.
I love the troubleshooting questions. Did you try turning it off and on again?
The retro package straps might hold it in place.
It will hold it until he reaches the go, no go point. It will work.
We're recommending that the retro package not, I repeat, not be jettisoned.
This means that you will have to override the 05G switch.
And
is there a reason for this? Over.
Stand by, 7.
Do we give him the answer?
Not at this time, 7.
Keep him
Thanks.
in the dark.
I will make a manual 05G entry and bring the scope in. Over.
He knows.
Yeah, he does.
Well, he didn't get there being stupid.
Capcom, you're going out.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
That's frightening as hell.
There's a real fireball outside. It's getting a little hot in here. Fireball outside.
Oh, my God. Stay on, stay on, stay on, stay on.
How scary is that?
And you just got to stand there waiting. You just got to sit there waiting.
Oh my God, just waiting with bated breath.
Dead air.
Friendship 7, do you copy? Over. Friendship 7, do you copy? Over.
Come on, find him.
Everybody's praying.
Yeah, right.
There it is.
We got him on a blip.
My condition is good. That was a real fireball, boy.
Roger that. Let's get you all the way home.
How are we looking, Capcom?
Your go, no go is good.
Right on the money.
Are spot on, 7.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are.
I've always wanted to swim in the Bahamas. Over.
Woo!
You think we can get to the moon?
Yeah, you better give her a better
We're
job.
already there, sir.
If you bring me with you.
Oh, she's got the vision.
She's got the vision. Comes home a hero. Space race propelling NASA to the moon in 1969. A graduate. First female African American. Wow. Hell yeah. Supervisor. Good for her. Brilliant minds at NASA. Wow. And a place full of brilliant minds. He's bringing her coffee. Hell yeah. And the space shuttle? Wow. Hell yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's awesome.
56. Are we going to get to... Yeah, we get to see the actual pictures.
Did she get to see this? Oftentimes they make these films after they pass away, which is really annoying.
Well, there she is with Obama. So, maybe. When did this movie come out? 2012?
He looks gray, so yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Damn. Man, what a movie, dude.
Honestly.
What a movie.
Yeah, that was really, really good.
That did a number on me.
Unsung heroes of history.
Because you kind of get the sense of what you're getting into.
Yeah.
You know, when you see the trailer or the ad, you kind of have I know what the movie's about. I know what it's supposed to make me feel and whatever, and it's like, it still got
Certain
me.
themes will be discussed.
Yeah. I was quite moved by this. I thought that just across the board, they did a phenomenal job. I mean, I have one minor complaint. It's super tiny and super nitpicky.
Right, okay.
So I acknowledge it's nitpicky, so that's an aside. But like that aside, like this is like a solid retelling of this story. I'm like, it's got me so curious.
Yeah.
To dive into like a documentary.
Exactly. I want to know more details. I want to know like how accepting her supervisor was actually, and if he was the one that got rid of the segregated restrooms. I want to know, was Glenn as excited about her as he is depicted in the film? Stuff like that. I'm really curious about the actual details, because obviously with these films, as good as they are, sometimes there's a certain degree of embellishment or
artistic licensing.
Artistic licensing.
Yeah.
Sometimes an artistic license goes so far as like making some people seem a little bit better or progress seem a little bit faster than it may have actually been.
Or maybe some people seem worse.
Or maybe some people seem worse. That's true too.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see the actual story and a few more details about it. But overall, this is a very cool story.
Yeah. I'm like, I almost need to like recompose, just like experiencing all that. I was feeling pride and inspiration and rage.
Yeah, right. All at once.
Same time.
Yeah.
And I don't know that there's too many films that have given me that kind of experience where I got to experience all of that simultaneously. Because it's like super cool that you have all these people, including our main characters, who are part of like the literally bleeding edge of human technology.
Yes.
In getting us to the next step of, I guess, technological evolution.
Technology, because like without that, we wouldn't have like satellites or cell phones, anything.
Just that aspect of things is so cool to see, but then you couple it with just the times. And it's so frustrating. And you're like, why are people like this? But we're looking at this through the comfort of today's lens, where it's like we're more accepting today than we were back then. There's a lot of things that haven't changed, but we have made progress, and so it's like I'm sitting in the comfort of right now and looking at that and just like, what would you do? You can't do. You're so helpless. This is the thing,
you know. Like the cards are stacked against you. This is like you are. There are people actively fighting out there for you to have the right to continue to progress in your job.
Yeah.
How do you continue to progress at that time without having to wait for your job to catch up?
Yeah. I mean, the reason I mentioned the pick yourself up by your bootstraps thing is just because it's like there's so much red tape in the way. It's like, how are you supposed to pick yourself up by your bootstraps? Even just like that idea, like how are you supposed to do that? There's all this shit in your way to make to like actually make progress and be smarter and get the knowledge you need. And so she had to like Octavia Spencer's character had to, or the person she was portraying had to like kind of break a few rules, just to get forward to make sure her people weren't left behind.
Sneak into the IBM room and just start coding it herself and things like that, and teach them the code. Like she actively was like, I know, I can see the future, I can see the writing on the wall that this thing's going to put us computers out of business.
Yeah.
So let's make ourselves continue to be invaluable.
Yeah.
Because you are going to need people to run that thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's the old Wayne Gretzky's Papa's quote is, don't go where the puck is, go where the puck is going to be. And she saw that. She saw where the puck was going to be, and she got ahead of it before, it took them all out of their jobs. And so that's super cool that she just, I was just so moved by the fact that she took everybody with her, because she didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's all too often where people are like, if you have, that means I don't. And that sort of selfish attitude when she's like, no, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
This is our battle.
I will lift as I climb.
Yeah.
That is what makes her a good supervisor, is she's actively looking out for the people who are under her rather than just collecting a salary and having a title.
Yeah.
She's actually supervising.
Yeah. I really hate that attitude of pulling up the ladder behind you.
Yeah.
It's
not fair.
That's not her vibe at all.
Especially because how many times just in life are we helped by those who are, quote unquote, ahead of us, or quote unquote, have opportunities beyond us, right?
Yeah.
So if you're benefiting from somebody else's ladder, you should leave your ladder too. You should lift as you climb.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I thought the acting was phenomenal in this.
Oh my God, yeah. Taraji P. Henson continues to amaze.
Yeah.
I mean, Octavia Spencer also is incredible, and
everybody across the board I thought was just fantastic. They really brought it to life in a I'm just pulling the IMDb over. They really brought it to life in a convincing way. I bought it, and I thought Kevin Costner did an awesome job at playing that, whatever, the Al Harrison.
Yes, yeah, the head NASA genius or whatever, you know?
Taraji P. Henson did such a fantastic job of carrying. You described it with Angela Bassett in Meet the Browns, where it's like you're just wearing all of this, where you can't let it out, and then there's this opportunity to let it out. It's not maybe necessarily the one you asked for, but here it is when she's coming out of that soaking rain, soaking wet from the rain.
Yes,
and it's like all of it just comes out at once, and she's been holding on to all of that, just bearing it down and doing the work, keeping her nose at the grindstone this whole time, while everyone else just gets to comfortably use the local restroom.
The local restroom doesn't have to run through the rain.
Yeah.
And, she's the one who comes back to a coffee pot that no one will touch and no one will make coffee for her in, because she deigned to use the coffee in the office like a normal human being.
Yeah, just basics.
I think what I really like about this film is it's one of those, and I think I've talked about it some in the idea, or I think it was when we watched Sons of the Fallen or whatever, where talking about how we have Wild West aesthetic during World War I era, and the sort of disparity in my brain, and I think the general population's brains of like eras of history, where when we talk about the moon landing in my like history courses and growing up, it's this sort of America's all pulling together, right? Where we're going to beat the Soviets. It's America's most brilliant minds all pulling together to get us to the moon. You don't think about it being in the same era as the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
Where not all Americans were considered pulling together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the fact that this kind of mixes those two and breaks that veil between like a massive piece of American achievement along with like one of America's greatest shames all together is a very useful perspective that no, these didn't all happen in pockets of time.
Yeah.
These histories were affected by one another. These women were affected by what was going on in the civil rights movement as they helped with the NASA program, and their help with the NASA program potentially led to movement in the civil rights era and continued upward mobility for African Americans in the United States. They aren't one and the same. They didn't exist in a vacuum.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate that sort of mixing and reminder that history isn't a vacuum. These things aren't one and done. They
Yeah, it
affect
was
one another.
parallel.
They're parallel and very much like intermixed.
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah, because you're right. I've never seen another film that told that.
No.
Like I said, there's no other movie that made me like proud of Americans, but also angry at the same time, because it was just doing the worst and the best simultaneously.
Yes.
Okay, so my nitpick is some of the CGI in this film just annoyed me. I'm just like, why are you going for this super ambitious shot? Make it simple. Lock the shot off. Like you have all these moments of acting where the shot's just locked off on the actor. You can do the same thing with the equipment. It doesn't have to be all fancy and movement. Like that's what's making it look fake.
Right.
Is you're demanding a lot from a low budget in the CGI department, and that's the one part that was taking me out of the movie a little bit and reminding me I'm watching a film. Whereas if you just use stock footage or just have a locked off, simpler CGI shot, I would have been way more content.
But going for like the movement and like the actual rocket coming out of
it was
like,
it was ambitious.
taking that role and
like
stuff like
I liked when they used the documentary footage more. Like that. Okay, that brings me into this reality more than your effort at whatever this CGI was. It's like Anyway, I could go on and on and on about that. It just annoyed the crap out of me because I'm like, you're trying way too hard here. Like follow the same. That's another thing that annoys me in general. Like especially from films right in this pocket and earlier where we just were so excited about CGI, you'd have...
Put it in everything!
Yeah, you'd have these shots that just didn't match up with the rest of your movie all the time.
Right.
Whereas you couldn't do this camera angle, quite as easily with a real camera, so you just did it with CGI, and I'm like...
But because you can't do it with that camera angle, then suddenly your brain's like, wait, that doesn't look right.
Yeah. It's just annoying to me. That's all. So it's like I said, it's a nitpick. And my one other small nitpick is Jim Parsons. Not Jim Parsons. Yes, Jim Parsons. I was like confused between the actor and the character names. He had his shining moments as the dickhead, but like there was a lot of moments where I was just wishing it was a different actor. Whenever he's just, I don't know if he was annoyed to be in this movie, or if that was just how he was communicating his behavior towards her and his inner racism or outward racism, as it were. But yeah, he was my least favorite of the cast. But
I think it's one of the first things that I've really seen him in outside of Big Bang Theory, so it's interesting seeing him in a more understated role compared to Sheldon, which is this very like big character and caricature of like a scientist. And also Sheldon's like kind of a nicer person overall, but I think it's part of it for me is trying to divest him from that character, which can prove a little bit difficult and can prove also difficult for, people's careers with people who are like very established, every Friends actor at a certain point was like, I'm going to do something vastly different from Friends for a little bit in an effort to like separate from that character. So it was a little bit difficult for me to kind of pull Sheldon away from him, especially when he's doing the explanation, the like dumbed down explanation for all of the scientists of like what they need to do and what they're trying to accomplish. I'm like, that's just Sheldon. Yeah. That's just Sheldon explaining something to everybody else.
I was thinking about that scene when we were kind of clowning it a little bit because it reminded, you saw Interstellar. Yeah.
I have not seen Interstellar.
There's a scene in Interstellar where Matthew McConaughey is being told what a wormhole is. And it's like, at the time he's being told is the dumbest time to tell him. It just doesn't make sense. Right. Because it's like, you're already in the throes of a mission. Why are you telling him about the wormhole?
Yeah, why are you finding out about this now?
And so it seems like something you'd tell them on the ground. And so here I was getting kind of a flashback of that insofar as, don't they all kind of know this? You're saying this for the audience.
Yes.
But then I had to take a step back afterwards and go, well, this is like the cutting edge of this thing that they're doing. So maybe this is really when they were having this discussion.
When they were having that explanation.
It looks silly like now, but at that time, that was it,
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Is like, it could be a briefing on like, okay, so this is what we're trying to accomplish and here is the problem we're trying to do. It still feels a little audience beneficial, I guess.
Maybe it is.
And like objectively, you need that. Like you can't go into this and not find a way to explain to us, the audience, the complex science that is rocket science.
Exactly.
There is a reason why the phrase is it's not rocket science. Right. Because rocket science is pretty complex.
Yeah.
As well as rocket mathematics. So obviously we need the explanation because we're sitting here vastly removed from that era, and people send rockets into space all the time. Yeah. And like we have a space station in constant orbit and things have gone up and come back all the time. So we're like, why is this complicated?
Yeah.
Why is this hard? So we have to understand why the math is difficult and why the math doesn't exist. So that way we know the stakes. Yeah. And the only way to do that is to have all of these smart people pretend like they don't know what they're doing. So that way we can have someone explain it to the rest of us.
Yeah. Well, this is also kind of, it's not overtly stating it, but this is also opening up another field, right?
Yeah.
That draws in more attention, more people, more minds. And so we have way more smarter people today. We have way more advanced technology today to afford the things you're talking about of bringing rockets up and down. And we're still at the, the very bleeding edge of that frontier.
Yes.
Like Elon Musk was able to bring a rocket through a basketball hoop recently, and Trump wouldn't stop going on and on about that. That's where we're at right now, which is going to look primitive in just another 20 to 40 years.
When my kid's graduating from college and going into aeronautics, like what she's going to be doing.
You've already decided.
Vastly. it's written. She's gonna be a little rocket scientist.
I saw Hidden Figures, God damn it. I know what she's doing.
I know what she's capable of.
This is like literally the giant whose shoulders we're standing on to have the things that we have today.
Exactly. The stuff that they found complex then is massively simple for us now. And like that's even illustrated by the IBM machine and talking about like the difference in computing power that they were dealing with then versus what we've got now is like the technology has leapt so far forward, but it's so important to see where it started and the importance of like that bleeding edge getting us to where we are now.
It's fascinating how you have a whole room like that for megabytes of data.
Yeah.
And now we are about to have like just a standard consumer hard drive with 36 terabytes in it. That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's just wild to me.
Yeah.
And more one-to-one with this technology, started to nerd out a little bit, but more one-to-one with this technology, you have these tapes that are like, what's it freaking called again? LTO tape drives. Because those are big spools of tape, right? And so LTO tape drives can give you 50 terabytes today, and it fits in your pocket, Like, that's crazy to me.
That's crazy.
And you have a whole room there for megabytes of data, you know?
Like a Word document at that point.
Yeah.
Basically. Like my high school essay is how much data they're working with.
And they were working with those primitive cards as well to make the machine work. Like,
the little like punch cards or whatever.
I don't even understand how that works.
Yeah, it basically you're coding in binary on a punch card, and then you just run it through a system that reads it.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, how that works. But that's the basic premise.
I was so naive at the beginning of the film because it said colored computers. I was like, well, that's cool that they have that. I'm thinking they literally have machines that have...
It's a computer lab for them.
Yeah. Like, I'm thinking they have colored, like, literally, like we have today, like a laptop.
Oh!
Yeah. I'm like, that's dope.
You were saying that they are computers in color.
Yeah. I was like, wow, that's pretty progressive. Like, I didn't know we had that. I thought that it was like a huge room at the time. Like a room was the computer. I didn't know we actually had that kind of shit on lockdown that the consumers just didn't know about.
They just had...
You know, they say the government's like always 20 years ahead of us. Well, there you go.
There you go.
Like, I'm thinking on that level.
Oh, my God.
And then you're like, no, the people. I'm like, oh,
they
shit.
are the computers. The name has since translated to what we have now.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Kirsten Dunst, she did a really good job of being this character that made me uncomfortable and annoyed and like she's really good, you know, and as she's gotten older, I think that she's taken on more interesting roles such as this. Like, I mean, I saw her more recently in Civil War, and even though I didn't necessarily love that movie, I thought her performance was actually cool.
She did amazing in that. Yeah, she was really, really good.
I liked her. And Mahershala Ali, like, all he had to do was bring the charm. Now, I feel like that sounds easier than it is. Because he really brought it in an authentic way where it's like, I felt like he was genuinely in love with Taraji P. Henson in this film.
Yes.
You know?
He like oozed charisma and sweetness. And I mean, he's amazing. He's obviously a highly nominated and award-winning actor, so clearly he brings a certain degree of talent to every project he works on. But he was such a sort of small part in this film, but every time he was on screen, you could really feel like this man is so devoted to this woman. And like her job was never a problem in their relationship. He was never a point of contention. It was just, this is a good thing that you also have, and I am here supporting you, and this is a little bit more happiness that you can have in your life.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so beautiful.
So I have a story about Octavia Spencer I've been saving, and I'm not going to share it yet, but I'm going to share it when we watch The Help. And so you'll have to remind me I mean, I'll probably remember to bring it up, honestly. Right. I have a little thing with The Help that I need to talk about, but I've been holding out until I actually watch that movie. But all I will say about Octavia Spencer is she did a phenomenal job, as she has been known to do.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Another award-winning actress. Like, obviously, she's coming in here with that level of talent every single time. Actors like that, I never get tired of watching them be awesome. It's one of those things, it's like you are so... you never get tired of watching your favorite sports player play the sport. Like, if you're a big LeBron fan, you tune in to watch him play. It doesn't matter how many games he's played. He's doing the same thing, well, quote-unquote, the same thing over and over, is playing basketball. These folks are coming in and doing incredible acting, and it's, expected of them, but you still tune in because you want to see what they bring.
Yeah.
And you know it's going to be incredible. So, obviously, they're award-winning actors and actresses. Well, obviously, their performance is phenomenal, but, it's such a joy to watch them be phenomenal every time.
I really dug the direction of the film, the camera work, the allowing the actors to do their thing. I mean, it's a drama, so naturally you would probably do that.
Yeah.
But they really brought this era to life in a way that, for me, as someone who didn't grow up in that era, it felt authentic. I felt like I was transported back in time. You made a comment about the cars.
Oh my God, all the classic cars were so beautiful.
I don't know how complicated it is. I imagine it's very complicated to bring another era entirely to life, between the TV sets, between the way the rooms are decorated, between the technology that's being used, all that stuff. It's got to be really expensive. I'm looking at the budget now, which is $25 million. I feel like they spent that money very well.
Yeah.
Because it felt real. It felt like I was there and going through all this stuff with them, this journey.
I think my favorite part about that depiction was the subtle racism in
Okay.
the movie.
Okay.
Like, it was never really overt. You didn't have anybody going directly to our characters and being visibly, vividly racist. However, it was the subtle looks. It was the way everybody went quiet whenever Taraji P. Henson's character walked into a room that they thought she wasn't supposed to be in.
Yeah.
Right? And it was Kirsten Dunst's character, the way she talked to Octavia Spencer, the way...
He has a subtle racism.
The subtle racism,
Yeah.
right? It's that racism that just like underlies everything that makes you really, really uncomfortable. And I think that's another important aspect to be true to when you're bringing this era to life.
Yeah.
Because it was part of life. It didn't necessarily matter where you were in America. Everyone was aware of it. You didn't have to be overtly like in somebody's face about it. Everybody was aware of it. It was an undercurrent in everything. And they really do a good job of maintaining that and keeping that up to the point where you're like, you feel her uncomfort whenever she walks into a room.
It's so fascinating what you're describing because I remember, and I know you haven't seen it yet, but I remember getting into an argument with my former best friend who's Caucasian. Well, he's half Hispanic, half white, but he basically just looks white and behaves as a white dude. He didn't identify with his Hispanic heritage. But I remember I was going gaga over the movie Crash, and he just could not get on board with the film. He's like, I don't think people are that racist. I'm like, dude, are you where are you? It's like where are you?
Right.
How do you think what you think? And it was one of those things where he was so adamantly opposed to what I believed. And then at some point he did a switch and then he became like a social justice warrior. And he just couldn't get enough of like absorbing the information of everything that I guess white America has done to other races, you know? And it's just like, what the hell? Like
where did that pivot come from?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Right.
But I guess his gripe with Crash is like heightened. It's all on the surface more.
Everybody's up front with it.
Yeah, because it's a huge ensemble cast. It's not related to this film, but it's just when you describe what you're describing, it just reminded me of the film.
Right.
Which I really want you to watch. But I noticed something technical about this film that was interesting to me, which is just the look of it. Because like when I was watching it, I'm like, it looks like film. And this is from, I guess, 2012, right?
Yes, I believe so.
And so it was just fascinating. Oh, it's 2016.
Oh, 2016. Never mind. Even later, 2012. Jeez.
It's like I was really surprised that it had that film look to it because I'm like, well, surely this is in that pocket of time when we'd already really transitioned over to most people shooting digitally. And this was shot on 35 and 16 millimeter. And I just like, I want to express my huge appreciation for that. There was a moment in the movie where Taraji P. Henson was like very clearly out of focus in two shots. And I'm like, what's going on? Yeah, like, why is this happening? And I realized that's like when you're shooting film, especially in an era where people are a lot more comfortable with digital, it's like, you know, sometimes you mess up. And it's like, that's just what it is.
That's what you got to take it. That's your shot.
It's film, you know? And I love film. I love the look of film. I love what it does to people and how it makes people look versus digital. And it's like everything we do in digital is to achieve the film look, you know?
We're all trying to get back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think it's awesome. And I hope they continue to do more movies on film, you know? All of Star Wars was shot on film and Christopher Nolan and Spielberg still shoot film and Martin Scorsese. So I appreciate that. Always got to shout it out. I love it.
Thank you for keeping it alive, you guys.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the most practical thing, but it looks amazing.
Yeah, stunning. So if you can do it.
Yeah, I if I had any wish for this movie, is two things: is that they would fix the CGI and then they would re-release it in theaters so I could watch it on the big screen.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
You know, because I didn't see it when it was in theaters.
Right. Ultimately, great movie. I very much enjoyed a little lesson in history. I enjoyed the performance, and yeah, I love this.
I guess the last thing I'll say, just in terms of the story, that I wish that it was like tied in more is Mary Jackson's character, because like she went through this whole process of like going to school and whatnot.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, and it never like kind of paid off in the movie. It was more of the afterthought.
I was kind of expecting the like last minute she comes in and she's like, I'm the one who can say that the heat shield will be fine if it just leaves the straps on.
Yeah.
Because I've been shadowing the engineer for a while.
Yeah.
I would have liked that. I was expecting, you know, sort of the like Apollo 13. Have you heard the story of Jack Black's mom in Apollo 13?
No.
Okay, so there's this, I think I'm quoting this right. Jack Black's mother was pregnant with Jack Black when Apollo 13 went into space. And Apollo 13 famously had a technical failure that made it so they could not land, and they needed to perform a emergency loop to get back and save the people. Jack Black's mother was one of the mathematicians on that project. And so while she was in labor with Jack Black, if I'm remembering the story right,
oh my God,
she was handed the folio of the calculations she needed to make to help get the astronauts to do their quick jury-rigged adjustment to the capsule to keep them surviving until they got around the moon and slingshot back to Earth. She sent those in and then had Jack Black like a couple hours later.
I don't remember that being in Apollo 13.
It's not, as far as I know.
Why not?
Right?
That's such a cool thing to include in the story.
Yeah, well, I think when Apollo 13, the movie came out, I don't think Jack Black was Jack Black.
Even irrespective, her character.
Her character. It should be acknowledged that while she was pregnant, she was working through engineering with, I don't remember if it was mathematician or I think she was an engineer actually. But either way, she worked through saving Apollo 13 and then Jack Black was born.
All this latent applause is so annoying. It's like, instead of people getting their dues when they should have gotten it, it's all later on.
Yeah.
It's just very frustrating.
But yeah, I was kind of expecting a similar sort of storyline where everybody's like, we need somebody to have this answer, and she comes in and she's like, no, the heat shield will be fine.
Yeah.
You know, that I would have appreciated that, or love to see a little bit more of her success as an engineer within NASA, as opposed to
the epilogue
working on getting there, which was also important because obviously she paved the way for African American women and women in general to be engineers at NASA and be able to study those courses.
Yeah,
so
right.
she still had a victory, and she still was hugely monumental in this film. However, it would have been nice for her to also be monumental on the launch side of things, but
I'm glad you said that, actually, because that kind of gives me perspective on the whole thing. It's like that was the victory for her in this story, and that just kind of complements all the other victories, I suppose. It just seemed like something else was going to tie in because it's Hollywood, and it's like
and we're waiting for that perfect. Oh my gosh, this is her moment to shine and prove everybody.
Yeah. I do wonder if any characters were truncated because when they did Chernobyl, for instance, a number of these scientists, there was way more people involved in this whole thing.
And they all got kind of bunched together into
three people.
Which
is just way more practical for a movie. It seems at a glance like that didn't happen here. The people we were told about, that's all very
actually
accurate.
The ones that did the thing.
Yeah. And they showed you the room full of computer people. And so it's not like they shied away from showing you the volume of people. I'm like, okay, cool. It seems accurate at a glance. So I'm very, like I said at the beginning, very curious to watch a documentary now.
Same.
You guys, thanks so much for hanging out. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
Michael Boos.
Peace out.